It's Halloween, my friends. I have taken this mask from Kylian Mbappe, and Kylian Mbappe has been just part of his curse. He is now scoring. Barcelona, my friends. Welcome to Santiago Bernabeu. The stadium will be closed and you will burn in hell. You will burn in hell. Santiago Bernabeu is going to cook up all the Barcelona. These were my simple thoughts before Barcelona were going to take on Thursday in the Champions League against the Douche-mister, the record-mister Bayern, as well as in the El Clasico, where they were going to face Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. In football, guys, do you know something happens which is unbelievable, which is unacceptable, which is catastrophic? And yes, Barcelona playing like this under Hansi Flick, it seems that their players are on some kind of steroids. How can this happen? Every player, starting from the centre back, starting from the goalkeeper, from the midfield, from the wingers, the strikers, everyone is doing these substitutions which are coming to the ground. They are also making those moves. Their positioning sense on the field, the mapping of the formation, the fluidity in the team, the different kind of relationism which was seen in that game, both the games. I mean, they were looking, for me, it was just like playing another FIFA on my PlayStation, or it is some mobile game on football. That was just looking like a PlayStation game to me. Really, this El Clasico, I couldn't believe it that these players from Barcelona under Hansi Flick, they have so much agility, they have so much defensive awareness, they were offensively so good, they had that speed. I mean, 11 of the players from Barcelona, I could see that was Usain Bolt running on the pitch every time they were having that ball. I mean, you can't just understand the football, it can happen. This is the love for football which happens, and any team can just dominate another team. That is no required for 200 million transfers like Kylian Mbappe to be in this squad to get these results. See, guys, this is the game where Real Madrid facing Barcelona at their home of Santiago Bernabeu, where Real Madrid were on a consecutive 42 streak winning in the La Liga, and had they won this El Clasico, the match day of the La Liga, they would have just matched Ernest Valverde's Barcelona from the 2017 and 18 season, where they are still the highest with 43 games unbeaten. Ancelotti was on the verge of closing in on with that record of the unbeaten streak. But yes, and Lionel Messi was too there in that squad from Ernesto Valverde's squad. But this time, this was Lamine Yamal who created a history to score at just 17 years in the El Clasico. That is a huge record. I mean, you can score in the Euros, you can score in the World Cups, you can score in the Champions League, and definitely you are scoring in the El Clasico. Lots to talk about this player, Lamine Yamal, who is making history, and the brace which was broken because it was here in the 1949 where the Catalans had this record of Alfonso Navarro, who had scored at the age of 17 years and 365 days, just one day short of his 18 years. And it is Lamine Yamal who had scored 17 years and 105 days old. So histories are being created, they are being demolished. The giants of the European football, Bayern Munich, the giants of the European football, Real Madrid, being defeated by the Catalans. Ancelotti is just backing up his players by saying that yes, they were having those opportunities and they could have scored. But how? Just look at this starting lineup, guys. Where Yamal, Kunde, and Casado, these three were cascading from the right midfields. At many times, Yamal was seen dropping down, Kunde was seen just inverting back to the wing forwards. Whereas Lewandowski, he was not seen much on the wingers positions. He was acting like that pole in the center forwards. But yes, the performance of Lopez in the first half was not that efficient. He was the only player from this Barcelona side who was missing those edges. But yes, Hansi Flick hasn't given that steroid to Lopez. I mean, the injecting of steroids for these Barcelona players with their agility, with their dribbling skills, with their football playing capabilities, ball carrying abilities. I mean, all kind of awareness, whichever, however, whatever way you take it, they were just dominant. Casado as well as Pedri in the midfields. Every passes from Tchouaméni, Valverde or Camavinga to be attacked into the forwards of Vinicius or Mbappe were just being blocked by these two players. I mean, Casado, he is just a 21-year-old guy from the Barcelona academy. Pedri is also just a young player from the academy as well. But what a combination of Rafinha and Yamal in this squad. I mean, these two players, Yamal was not that dominant in the first half, but yes, in the second half, he had shown some kind of fire in him. But the speed of Rafinha, his offensive awareness skills, the way he was just getting past Militao and Vasquez, as well as Rudiger coming for those blocks and interceptions at the center backs, he just couldn't handle Rafinha. I mean, if you talk it on the other way, Rafinha and Yamal, they were manhandling the Real Madrid squad at the Santiago Bernabeu. But yes, Lewandowski was that pole player. He got those two opportunities as well as he was on the verge of scoring a hat-trick. He missed it very close. But then also goals were incoming for Barcelona, and Ancelotti still believes that there were chances for the Los Blancos were Vinicius, but the most of the times where Kylian Mbappe was seen dribbling fast high on the high defensive lineup of Barcelona, trying to evade past it, but he was declared offside. The man of the match being Lewandowski, but I don't consider that Lewandowski was to be awarded the man of the match. Just on the scoring sheet, he has scored 2 goals. The man of the match for me, for the Barcelona, was that from Kubarsi and Martinez. Martinez at 33 years of age, he was going to the lefts of the dribble. He was at the same time going to the rights of the dribble. I mean, I haven't seen a good defender. If you talk of Virgil van Dijk, if you talk of Rudiger, if you talk of Ruben Dias, if you talk about any of the Italian defenders, I mean, the way Martinez was playing at the center back, he was just dodging away the players. He was just blocking away everything. I mean, the edge of the VAR where the goals were declared offside. I mean, Kubarsi, this youngster from the Catalans, the Barcelona, La Brogna, I mean, the La Masia, what players they have produced. I mean, just a hairline of VAR. It was again for me seeming like that I am playing a computer game on my PlayStation, or at that is a FIFA or any kind of football game, where they are just giving those crosses. I mean, that header from Lewandowski, the second goal, that cross from Balde. I mean, just look at that swing of the ball which came, and Militao and Rudiger were just stunned. I mean, that cross coming so great, and Lewandowski just heading it. I mean, at that time, I could see Hansi Flick just heading the ball from the sidelines. He was into that game so deep. It was clear from the sidelines, and the Barcelona bench, they were warming up too good. Koundé talking about his crosses and his passes, he was too efficient. I haven't seen rarest of the moments where Koundé has performed like this. Inaki Pena saving so many goals, but yes, he also conceded few times, but those were just declared offside by VAR. Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr., they had those strained moments, but yes, just look at the substitutions which Hansi Flick made, and it was Frankie de Jong. He was called upon because Lopez was not looking that good, and Pedri was moved to the forwards, whereas de Jong was staying on the anchor positions in the midfields, as well as Dani Olmo was called in the 65th minute, where Casado was looking a bit tired and he was being substituted. But Casado, his performance, I mean, his strength at such a young age, how he was just manhandling Vinicius Jr. on the pitch. Vinicius was looking speechless. He was not being able to make any kind of dribblings. Both Koundé, Kubarsi and Casado were just dropping down deep, and their passes to the wingers were looking great. But yes, do you still think that Barcelona has got that edge? There are certain uncertainties in the team, because yes, if you talk about this Barcelona, then they have got those defeats under Monaco 2 times in the Champions League as well as in the friendlies, and against Osasuna they had also a defeat. But yes, do you consider that the injuries were responsible for this Barcelona, the Catalans or the La Masia club members to get those defeats? See, the high defensive press of Hansi Flick resulted in their loss to Monaco, and against Osasuna they had a loss. But yes, the team mentality and the different types of players who were having those injuries are back in the squad. Especially to talk about the players where Javi is back on the squad, Dani Olmo is back, Frankie de Jong is back after many long time of injury break. Ronald Araujo is back to the injuries. Mark Bernal, Ferran Torres, and Ter Stegen, Christensen. See, these are the players who were seen much of the time playing for the Catalans. But now they have come up with a fresh squad, and as Hansi Flick is giving them those steroids, the German mindset of pressing high and high centre back lineup, it will be good to see Barcelona play against some Italian giants, especially to name them Inter Milan, or it is the next Pep Guardiola Manchester City who will face the Barcelona to decide that who is the best this season. See, this Champions League, there are many matches being played, and yes, definitely many ups and downs will come. To be in the top 24 of the Champions League, the top two by third part of the comprising teams total in the Champions League, it is not a uphill task for many teams to get into. But yes, this type of performance early in the season, this will give the edges to the rest of the teams to perform in the latter stages of the tournament. But yes, talking about the La Liga table, Barcelona are at the top with 30 points, and they are 6 points far off from Real Madrid and the Los Blancos under Ancelotti with 200 million of Kylian Mbappe, that cascading Vinicius Jr. as well as Rodrigo, Bellingham, Endrick, and the likes of Brahim Diaz back in the squad will definitely add something to the squad. And yes, to win the La Liga this season, it is going to be too tough for the Los Blancos. So yes, Barcelona had a win against Bayern also, but Bayern on the other hand are doing good in the Bundesliga and they are at the top of the table. So all of the good for the Catalans, the Barcelona. Good play, guys. Have a good game. But yes, if you can maintain this, then definitely you are going to get some of these silverwares. But still, this Champions League, many things are going to come, and there are going to be many more things which we will witness because many teams are participating, and some aspects of the injuries as well as some aspects of the new coaches as well as some of the new players will come up and shine. So who was the man of the match for you in this Real Madrid against Barcelona? For me, it was the centre back pairing of Kubarsi and Martinez, who denied Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. to score many goals, and that was the deciding factor in it. What about your views about this Barcelona's team's man of the match moment players? Do tell about it in the comment section. And yes, before ending this video, hit a like, hit share, and subscribe. Keep going, guys. Bye bye.